I know that there are tons of things to do in Tucson, but sometimes it's nice to have a little getaway once in a while. The good news is that there are a ton of places around Tucson that are perfect for a weekend getaway. One of those places is Bisbee, Arizona. Bisbee is a historic mining town nestled in the Mule Mountains and surrounded by rugged, rocky terrain. The town is situated about 90 miles southeast of Tucson and about 10 miles from the Mexican border. Despite its remote location, Bisbee has a long and storied history. It was founded in the late 1800s as a copper mining town and at one time was one of the largest cities in the American West. Today, the town is known for its rich history, unique architecture, and thriving art scenes. Whether it's food, shopping, or activities, there are plenty of things to do during a quick weekend out of town. You could seriously spend an entire day just walking around one of the most unique and artsy towns in all of the United States. It's not just artsy, it's also historic, and perhaps best of all, it's haunted. It's one of the most haunted towns in all of Arizona, or so they say. Hey everyone, it's Kimberly, your go-to real estate agent in Tucson, Arizona, and today we are talking about Bisbee, Arizona. But first, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons to follow along with Tucson news and learn more about things to do and see and know about this city, my hometown. And when you're ready to buy or sell a Tucson home, you know where to find me. All my contact information is in the description below each video on this channel, and please check out other videos on this channel after this one. We have hundreds of videos out about Tucson and real estate on this channel. We spent a Thursday and Friday night on our most recent trip. Arriving at about 5:30 in the evening, we were ready to eat. First, we dumped our luggage at the Airbnb right in the middle of downtown so we could be close to everything. So off to the table for some quick food, meatloaf, burgers, fish and chips, and best of all, macaroni and cheese. Everything was good, including the creme brulee for dessert. We needed to eat quick and go to our first paranormal experience of the trip. We visited the infamous Seance Room featuring magician Kenny Bang Bang. The magic show is based on Bisbee's haunted past, and the table-style performance is quite the experience. There are so many strange and creepy things that have been collected to create a truly spooky atmosphere. The next morning, we went to the Copper Queen Hotel for breakfast. This authentic hotel is quite the work of art and is a nice place to dine. We had a traditional breakfast with eggs, pancakes, and fruit. The breakfast burrito was also very good, and as always, I got the Eggs Benedict. Make sure to check out the artifacts in the dining room as well as the lobby for a blast from the past as things looked and felt around 100 years ago. We finished up breakfast and made our way to Copper Queen Mine Tour Visitor Center. We were glad we scheduled our tour online in advance because as soon as we'd arrived, the tours for most of the day were sold out. Definitely get there early so you can check in, get your mine tour rules and instructions. There's quite a bit to see here while you're waiting for your tour. There's also a really cool gift shop with some really neat minerals for sale that have been found and mined from the area. This tour might not be for those who are extremely claustrophobic, to be honest, but for most it's just fine. One of the best things about this tour is that many of the tour guides are miners and they speak from experience. Our tour guide worked in the Copper Queen mine in his youth and had all the knowledge and anecdotes that you would expect from an experienced miner. He was quite the comedian as well. It was fascinating to learn about the process that these miners used up until operation of the mine closed in the 1970s. This tour is a must-do for anyone visiting Bisbee. After the mine tour, we did what you are supposed to do in Bisbee and we walked around to see the sights. Outside of the mining museum, there are some great mining displays for the kids to play on. It seems like this is actually encouraged. We then stopped by the Bisbee Coffee Company to get some snacks and drinks for the kids before we began exploring. Tombstone Canyon is the main drag in Bisbee, and you'll find all sorts of shops and eateries and art galleries. You will see the post office and library building, which is still an important place for residents of Old Bisbee. The people who live here all have P.O. boxes because the way that this place was built would make it much too difficult for mail delivery to each house. This is a really neat building to take a look at as you enter the main business district. This is one of the coolest places you will ever visit. This little town is nestled in the mountains and it is full of character. First off, the buildings are all really old and charming. building. They're mostly made of brick and stone, and they're all different colors. Some of them have big front porches, others have cool balconies that overlook the street, and the best part, they're all packed in pretty close together. So you can wander down the street and get a real sense of what life was like back in the day. And speaking of wandering, that's exactly what you should do when you're in Old Bisbee. The streets are narrow and winding, and there are tons of staircases that lead up to different levels of the town. You can explore all sorts of little nooks and crannies, and you never know what you're gonna find around the next corner. You can pop into a cute little boutique and find something unique to take home, or grab a bite and eat at a cozy cafe. And if you're into antiques, you're in luck. There are plenty of antique shops in town that are just begging to be explored. After a day of wandering around and looking at the sights, we found a great Vietnamese restaurant called Thuy's. This place was packed for good reason. Great curry and noodle dishes to go around, brought out bubbling hot. This was probably our favorite meal for the weekend in Bisbee. We definitely recommend this place for great tasting and fulfilling food. Since our stomachs were now full, we relaxed for a bit until we entered the realm of the haunted. Ranked one of the best ghost tours in all of the United States, Old Bisbee Ghost Tours takes you on an immersive journey through the historic town's haunted past. As you walk the streets at night, your guide gives you the history of the haunted buildings and the stories that make your hair stand on end. The tour lasted about an hour and a half to 2 hours and was well worth it. You'll get to see some really amazing spooky sights that the dark brings to life. Our tour guide Jessica was fantastic. The next morning it was time to leave, but not before we went out and checked out the old town of Lowell, which is located on Erie Street. Here there are old and somewhat preserved buildings in the past, along with old and interesting cars parked along the road. There's some great photo opportunities for the family, as well as plenty of nostalgia. At the end of Erie Street is the Bisbee Breakfast Club. This is one of our favorite breakfast spots in Bisbee with fast service and down-home food. Definitely recommend the huevos rancheros along with the skillets and French toast. They have great traditional breakfasts as well as huge biscuits if you're into that sort of thing. Just a great place to get filled up on food before you hit the road back to Tucson, but not before you stop and look at the pit. The Lavender Pit is a massive crater that measures approximately 900 feet deep and over 4,000 feet across. It was created through a process known as block caving, which involves the removal of large sections of rock from beneath the surface, causing the ground above to collapse from a depression. The mine produced over 300 million tons of copper ore during its operational lifespan. Today, the Lavender Pit is no longer in operation, but it remains a popular tourist attraction in Bisbee. Visitors can take a scenic drive along the perimeter of the pit and see the vast expanse of the crater up close. The colors of the pit are truly amazing, but the smell, not so much, unless you like sulfur. I hope you've learned a little bit about Bisbee, Arizona, a popular weekend getaway for Tucson residents. If you're interested in buying or selling a home here in Tucson, please give me a call, or if you're interested in moving to Bisbee, I can help you find a realtor there as well. I'd love to help you out. All my contact information is in the description below each video on this channel, and there are hundreds of other videos on this channel about things to do and see and know about the city of Tucson, my hometown. Comment below with your favorite things to do in Bisbee, and don't forget to like and subscribe on your way out the door. Please make sure to check out the next video on things to do in Tucson after this one. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next Tucson video.